Hello. This is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 290, 2 Thessalonians, chapters 1 through 3. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
I hate to say this again, but having a whole book covered in one episode is my best dessert ever.
Yeah, well, we don't have long books like Isaiah or Jeremiah or Ezekiel or even like the Gospels. They're all going to be kind of short now until we get to
Revelation. So should we get started?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right. Chapter 1.
Although,
yes,
I should say something about 2 Thessalonians because it is one of the disputed Pauline epistles. So there's arguments about whether or not Paul wrote this.
Okay.
Some scholars think that he didn't write it, and they are basing that partly on how similar it is to 1 Thessalonians. The wording in some cases is identical. Some of the verses in them are almost the same as what we had in 1 Thessalonians, as though maybe someone was copying that and trying to sound like Paul. Did that a little bit too much, right?
Yes.
And then some other things just doesn't sound like Paul's theology.
Oh, good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
So there's various reasons why scholars doubt that this was written by Paul. They think it was written by someone, maybe one of his disciples, decades later.
Okay. Well, let's see what we think. Chapter 1. Paul, Silvanus, and Timothy to the church of Thessalonica. Okay, well, that sounds exactly the same as the first.
Yeah, it is. It's the same exact opening that we had in 1 Thessalonians, and that is one reason why it's sort of challenged. But people say, well, that's the way Paul starts his letters, or that's the way Paul writes. Verse 6, it is a righteous thing for God to punish those who trouble you.
Okay, that would be like you and me. We're probably troubling people there.
Well, he's talking to the church in Thessalonica, and he's saying that there's some people there that are saying things that are bothering you. and God's going to punish them.
Okay. Jesus and his mighty angels will come in flaming fire to take vengeance on those who don't know God and disobey the gospel.
They will be punished with everlasting destruction when he comes to be glorified by his saints and admired by all who believe, because of our preaching.
Chapter 2. Don't be fooled by those who claim to have received a letter from us, saying that Jesus has already returned.
That's a strange thing to say. Apparently, he's saying that other people have written pretending to be Paul.
Oh, and this person is writing pretending to be Paul, it
maybe.
sounds like.
So this may be a forged letter that's warning people about other forged letters.
That is great.
Yeah. Don't pay any attention to them. Those people that are saying that Jesus has already returned, just ignore all that.
Yeah. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Right.
Okay, verse 3. Don't let anyone deceive you. That day won't come until many stop believing, and a man of sin, a son of perdition, is revealed, who will exalt himself above God and will be worshipped as God in the temple.
This is something that believers, those that are looking for the end of the world, they're still going to be this really bad guy. It's going to be really powerful. It's going to take control of things. An evil man.
And this is before the end of the world.
Before the end of the world. Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to set himself up to be worshipped in the temple. It's going to be hard to do that because there is no temple.
Yes, that's right.
Guess they need to rebuild the temple so that this can all happen. Now you know that he'll be revealed in his time. His iniquity is already at work, but someone is holding him back. And he won't be revealed until that person is taken out of the way. He's already there.
The bad guy.
Yeah, whoever is writing this is saying that there's already this bad guy that's going to come before Jesus returns. Somebody's holding him back, though, apparently.
When the wicked one appears, the Lord will kill him by breathing on him. He will come after the all-powerful Satan appears with all his signs and wonders. Wait, he's got me kind of curious now.
Yeah. Verse 11. God will send them strong delusion that they believe a lie, so that they all will be damned.
Well, that's nice of God to do that, isn't it?
Yeah. So God's going to confuse people. He's going to misinform them, trick them, so that they believe a lie. And then he can damn them to hell, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Verse 13. But we thank God for you, because God chose you for salvation from the beginning. Oh, there it is again.
Yeah.
Heaven or hell on your forehead.
Right.
That's where you're going.
That's right. He called you to believe our gospel and thereby obtain the glory of Jesus. So hold on to the traditions that you've been taught by word or
from our letter, which this letter here that was forged. Yeah.
Yeah, or from our letter. Yes.
Hold on to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, chapter 3. We command you to shun those who don't accept the teaching that you've received from us, because you know how well behaved we were with you. See how we tricked you?
No, I didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that.
He was talking about God tricking people.
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah. We worked night and day so that you wouldn't have to provide for us. We did this to set an example for you.
When we were with you, we commanded you that whoever refused to work should not eat.
Yeah, this is sometimes quoted by believers who say that, if a person is going to work, then they shouldn't eat. So sort of against welfare state.
If a person isn't going to
work, they shouldn't eat.
Okay, I have heard that before.
Yeah.
We hear that there are some lazy people among you who don't work but are busybodies. We command them to work to pay for their own food.
Apparently people weren't bothering to go to work anymore to provide for their own needs because they thought that Jesus already had returned or was going to return soon. So there's no need to work anymore.
Because we're all going to go to heaven.
It's all going to happen right away. So there's no time for that.
They're thinking the end of the world is coming.
Oh, yeah.
And there isn't going to be a world 2.0, and it's going to start up again, and they might be part of that new world.
Well, there is different ideas about what that might be, and I'm not sure what the people in Thessalonica may have thought about that. There's probably various ideas, because he's condemning some of them, right, in this letter.
Yes.
Don't believe this, don't believe that, right? Just believe what I'm telling you.
This is the first time I've really thought that through, like the end of the world. Normally, when I was a religious person, I think, that's the worst thing ever. I'm not going to think beyond that, kind of, where I'm hoping I'm going to go to heaven.
Yeah, you think it's going to be kind of simple, right?
Yeah.
But it can't. It's going to be horribly complicated and messy, right?
Yes.
No matter how you work this out, especially if it has anything to do with what people believe.
Yes.
Because we all believe different things.
Uh-huh.
And so, it's like God's going to be looking at us and saying, well, what does this guy believe? Is that correct? Is it or not?
Because some people believe that it's not going to be over. Everything's going to be better on earth, and only the good people are going to be here on earth.
Well, Jehovah's Witnesses believe that. There's probably others as well, but they believe that they're not going to go to heaven. There's only 144,000 that are going to go to heaven. We'll see that in Revelation, that number is specified. But it's filled, and so...
Sorry, no vacancies.
No vacancies, yeah. So everyone else who survives Armageddon, which is how they talk about the end of the world, are going to live forever in peace here on earth. It's going to be a new earth.
Yeah, is there going to be anything left of it,
Well, God's going to recreate it, kind of like it was back in Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
When there was just talking snakes and stuff. But
I hope they all like snakes.
Yeah, but the animals got along better then. I think.
That's right. Wolves sleeping with sheep and things like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, should we finish this up then?
I think so.
Verse 14. If any refuse to obey our words in this letter, note who they are and shun them so they will be ashamed. This letter is different. That is often referring to this letter. Like 3 times it's saying, believe this letter.
Yeah, Paul sometimes talked like that, though. But this is kind of a basis of shunning, You can see how people get the idea that we should shun those who disagree with us.
Yes. And then, verse 17, I, Paul, am signing this letter with my own hand, as I do with every letter that I write. Again, him saying, okay, I really wrote this.
That's
here.
right, yeah.
And the last verse is, Amen. Oh my gosh. That was kind of a different letter.
Yes, it was.
Okay, listeners, figure out what you think about that.
Yeah, well, it seemed like it was really focusing on the end of the world, and that people were a little bit confused about that. Has Jesus already come? Can we stop working now? Because,
Yeah, because it's going to happen like at noon today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot. This was a fun short one.
Yep.
Bye-bye, listeners. See you next time.
Bye.